AnswerStock, what's up, Maddie? How's it going?
It's going good, Tim. How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Small account is now roughly 16,000, up from 12,000 on January 1st. So
see, keep the
that?
faith alive.
It's like a 25% gain where the overall markets are down like 10%. So pretty good.
That's awesome. Good
And
job.
how much are you up in the first 5 weeks?
As of close on Friday, like 50K.
50K.
It's been a grind down.
Wow. I stuck my head in a dryer. I don't know. That's cool. Congrats. I'm proud of you. That's awesome work. What's been working for you most in this market? Because it's a tough market. Everybody wants to know. I have like 7 people asking, like, help. What do I focus on in this market?
What I've been focusing on is mainly shorting the S&P and going long gold, as well as there's been some crazy pop-up penny stocks lately. And I like to call that the going out of yard sale, basically, in the stock market. You just see these things pop and drop pretty quickly.
I call them supernovas.
Yeah, but I mean, these things were like, what, one day, right? That pretty much, yeah. Usually they can last a while. Like Lake lasted like a long time.
Well, so what we've been seeing, I think, is a lot of the January effect, where you have these beaten down pieces of shit that just rise up and they start becoming like these one-day wonders, like LEI a few weeks ago.
There we go. New video. One day wonders.
The Oneaters.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I've just been saying to the trend edge, which is to the short side. So every pop has been basically a drop. And like we talked about last time, 1930, I had 10 contracts short there and covered into like the 1870s. So that was a nice trade to start the week.
Beautiful. Sure. Yeah. So, I've been limited in my short selling abilities with my small account. I actually just took a bigger position. I opened up a bigger account too. I'm shorting the blatant pump XLIT, which is actually being promoted by various boiler rooms at this moment. Which
I know, I saw that. That was awesome.
I'm very excited about that. That's going to collapse. We saw the pump PGSY recently collapse. MGT was a one-day pump, and I shorted it at like 53 cents. I covered the 40s, and then 2 days later it's down to 20 cents. So it's dropped like 60, 70%. I'm glad to be shorting pumps. Earnings winners are back, BOOT, and today CTRL, so some earnings winners, some pump and dumps. I stick to my strategy of what's worked for me for nearly 2 decades. That's the secret to my success. Although I'm not up 50,000, my strategies.
I mean, let's be fair though. You started off the year with just that one small account.
Correct. I'm still in the same robe. I'm pretending that I'm like dirt ass poor. I think I've probably spent more. Yeah, I've spent more on restaurants this year than, I'm spending more on the private jet that we're taking.
There you go.
Than everything. So as much as I try to pretend to be poor, I can't help it. I'm fucking rich. Okay, I'm gonna enjoy it a little bit.
At least you're honest. That's all that matters.
Well, you have to be. You have to understand why you're doing this. I'm not like saying, look, I'm going to go eat ramen noodles. I work very hard to get to this point, but I do think it's also very useful for me to trade with a small account too. So I have a small account and a big account. And even my big account is still, 1/10 of probably what it should be.
Right, but you started like towards the end of January.
Yeah, I just started it like a week ago. So for a good solid month, I was trading, like a plebe.
A plebe.
Is that the correct word? The plebes?
Yeah, you got it.
They used to work, on the farms of the medieval townships.
Look at you just pulling out history.
The plebes, and what were the other ones called?
The serfs?
Yes! The plebes and the serfs! Oh my God.
Going medieval up in this.
Ruckus is looking at me down from heaven, and he's saying, good job. Thank you, Mr. Ruckus. You taught me well.
There you go.
All right, let's get to some more questions on this AnswerStock. Remember to email admin@timothysykes.com if you want your questions answered. I just had it pulled up. 1 sec. Where was it? It was from All right. It was from Kamal. No, we answered that one before. This one was from Joey in Jersey. Joey in Jersey says, what are the best times of day to really focus on trading? I have a full-time job, so I want to sneak in some trades every now and then. Good question.
Okay, for me, it's usually 9:30 a.m. until 11 a.m. unless I'm trading gold Eastern time. Yes, there you go. And for gold, it's about 6 to 8 a.m. usually. But for the most part, 9:30 a.m. until 11, it slows down middle of the day. And then the close is very, very important for me, at least 3 p.m. until 4. My butt is right in front of my trading desk.
So when do you have time to put your head into the dryer?
That's usually what I do, for lunch. It's usually lunch break time.
Okay, so how long? Do you put it on soft dry or medium dry?
I usually go for, hard tumble.
Whoa, damn, man. That's rough. For me, again, it's also at the market open, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern. I don't want you guys getting there right at 9:30 in the morning Eastern. Try and be there, 15, 20, 30 minutes ahead of time so that you can really have an idea of, the stocks that are moving, what the overall market is doing, so you're able to set up with a plan. I see too many students get in right at 9:30 and they're like, all right, what's hot? What can I buy right now? Come on, let's go. And it's just the gambling mentality. And that's why 90 to 95% of traders lose money. Don't let that happen to you. Go in with a plan, spend more time on the plan. If you spend an hour planning, reading all the documents, looking at support and resistance, seeing what the news is, and planning your trade kind of in your head. And then when the trade actually comes, maybe the trade is only 5 or 10 or 20 minutes. That's fine, as long as you're prepared and you stick to that plan. The problem comes in when you don't have a plan, when you deviate from your plan. Do you agree with that?
Amen.
All right, we got another message here. This was, so I have, this is, I don't know how to pronounce this name. I'll say the initials, AR from Texas. And AR has about $300,000 in cash. And he wants to know, should he stay all in the US dollar? Maddie, your question.
What do you mean, like just keep all of his money in the US dollars?
Should I keep all my money? Yeah. Should I keep all my money in US dollars or should I?
Yeah, unless you can set up what we call a carry trade, but that's a little bit more complex. If you're trying to use that money to trade, I would say start in the US because it's one of, in my opinion, the best markets to trade overall. And most brokers in the US will give you access to the Australian market or, the FTSE. And then all of that too also.
I know the FTSE. Here's my FTSE. Here's my little
and then
whoopsie.
Also too, like if you have that much money, I would recommend trading really small. Take like 20,000 of that and start learning to trade if that's your objective for that money. What you're trying to say is that you're trying to do a carry trade, and for most people they don't even understand carry trades. So I would just stick it all in US and then use real small amounts to trade with. That dog is adorable.
I agree 100%.
He's so fluffy. She's so fluffy. There you go.
I'm fluffy. I'm fluffy. I am so fluffy for you.
This would be weird to have a conversation with the dog the entire time.
Say something. Let's see how she responds. Start barking.
Oh. Still nothing.
All right, that's enough fun. Now I have a question and an answer. So, basically almost everybody's losing their ass. As I was telling you earlier on our conversation, most people sadly are not short selling. They're not using all the instruments. They're kind of stuck in the mainstream CNBC bullshit where you have to be bullish. You can only make money in a bull market. So aside from shorting the S&P, what are some other strategies that you think are working well in this market?
So to protect oneself, if you were going to hedge yourself or you thought the market was in trouble, you could go long gold. That's one. Another way to protect oneself is
not just protect, but how do you grow your account?
Yeah, like you can, like if you're not okay with shorting, but you see the market may be in trouble, like you
putting
can
her to
go
sleep. Just so
long
so
gold. Shorting the S&P is the easiest way, in my opinion, and you know, so those are some of the ways that you can have exposure to going long in a bear market.
So for me, good answers. For me, you know, earnings and price increases become even more important in this time of kind of desperation. You know, I see a lot of people trying to like dip buy LinkedIn, trying to dip buy DATA, which is another play that got wrecked today.
Yeah, did you see that thing? Holy God.
Yeah, I mean, I really try and stay away from earnings losers. You don't know what the value is. You know, LinkedIn has been overvalued for years.
Yep.
And it all comes crashing down in one day when, you know, the orc breaks through the wall. And a whole shitload of orcs just, you know, toppled. What is it called? Deep Haven?
No, Helm's Deep.
Haven?
Helm's Deep.
Helm's Deep. The orcs just took over Helm's Deep, and Gandalf ain't there, okay? Everyone's looking to the sunrise. Gandalf ain't there. So, you know, you have to be very careful in this market. At the same time, there are plays that are rising. So really focus on stocks that are rising for good reasons when they report good earnings. Maybe consider dip buying those kinds of plays, or, you know, trying to dip buy them on the day that they really make their big spikes. Or VHC, you know, with their patent deal, their patent win against Apple. You know, that ran much further, although it did collapse too. So just be careful. You know, this is not the time to be a hero. I'm sorry, it's boring. But there are times like this, and you have to withstand them, and you have to, you know, make it to the next, whenever it is. You know, I don't know if we're going to be down all year. I don't know if we're going to be down for a month. I don't really care, because I take it one trade at a time, one day at a time. Protect, protect, protect. Look for opportunities, but don't expect that you're going to have opportunities, and don't expect that, you know, if you do take a trade, it has to be profitable. Remember, this is a very tough game. I don't want you thinking, oh, look at all these millionaires. We are very few and far between. And if you listen to enough of these answer stocks and you watch our video lessons and, you know, see our trades and watch us, it's all preparation. And when things don't go our way, we get the fuck out. Maddie, where's your stop losses at when you're in a trade?
That's usually dependent on where I am, but I try not to succeed the average range of the day. Or for example, like the E-mini moves like 8 to 12 points, so I would never want to have my stop loss past 12 points. That would be like the max drawdown usually for me if it's a day trade.
A small percentage. You keep your trades on a very tight leash.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm never losing more than 1 to 5% of my account at any one given moment. So so think
about that. You know, like you see a lot of people see me when I'm exiting a trade. Sometimes I exit a trade way too quickly on a stock that's spiking, like, you know, last Friday on WATT, where I bought it in the mid fives. I went to 6, then it came down and I got freaked out. I sold in the high 5s, and then it went to the mid 7s. And people are like, why don't you give it more time? If a trade doesn't go exactly the way I think it should, I'm out. It's not even just about cutting losses quickly. Sometimes I cut my gains too quickly. And I don't mind too quick trades. I know it's frustrating for you guys as students. You want me to hold longer, but I want to teach you how to be careful. You know, it's not just about when a stock hits your stop loss, that's when you should get out. Because a lot of times, if you're letting that happen, especially in this market, a stock hits your stop loss, everyone else has their stop losses right there. You're not going to get out at any time soon. And you're going to be like, whoa, I just lost so much more than I wanted to lose, because you're not using a tight enough leash.
Exactly. And overall too, especially in this market, you can't buy and hold like in the previous couple of years where things worked out a little bit better. I think now it's, you have 1 day spike straight down, 1 day spike straight down, like you have to be very nimble.
Be nimble, be quick, and be safe.
And your name is Jack.
Tim Sykes and hairdryer Maddie Owens head on another AnswerStock. Email admin@timothysykes.com if you have any questions, and we will answer them on the next episode. Thank you, guys.
Peace.
My name is Tim Sykes, and I teach people to trade stocks. I am a self-made multimillionaire. So this is the ideal trade that I'm going to talk about. I want you guys to understand every single aspect of this trade.